We have a plethora of free agents. Half the active roster are free agents, some restricted, some unrestricted. And there are a few that we've talked about that we want to see, ones that we don't expect to come back and ones that we are hoping that we do. And according to Justin Rogers from the Detroit News, DJ Chark looks to be the play. This looks to be the place that checks off all the boxes, aka he would not mind staying. Now, we have talked about that at length this week about receivers that we need to bring back. We have looked into the free agent receiver pool. There's not a lot of people there, and I would love to see DJ Chark come back. He does understand that it is a business and that he said he was going to really, pray about it and things like that as far as whether he is going to come back to Detroit or not. One of the quotes from the article is this. As far as DJ Chark and him, what he feels about the Detroit Lions. He said, "I'm pretty pleased." Chark said this was before the Green Bay finale. "First and foremost, I thank God that I was able to come back and play. When it happened, I really didn't have a timeline on when I'd be back, and it was frustrating. But being able to come back, work my way back into the offense, and also be able to win games, that's been huge for me. The stats, whatever, those are nice too, but knowing that my presence matters is huge." Now, if you remember, he felt like he didn't matter in Jacksonville. And he came here and signed a pretty decent deal. All of his money was guaranteed. He also talks about how everybody shows up and pushes each other to be better teammates. And here's the quote about him staying. He said, according to the article, "I have a good relationship not only with the players but the coaches. Obviously, it's a business. You've got to work out the numbers and all of that. But this place checks off all the boxes. I have a good relationship with the coaching staff. I'm used to the city. I've adjusted to the code coming from Florida. I'm a big believer, and I'm going to let my faith go before me, and I feel I'll end up in the right place," he continued. "I think this is a great place for me. If it works out, I definitely wouldn't mind sitting here talking to you from the same locker. We just have to see how it goes, but I'm pleased with everything. Even the bumps in the road I had this season, I'm pleased with how things went," end quote. What did you hear in all of that? I heard money, 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 the money, money, money. DJ Chark wants to stay, but he want to get paid. Now, according to my source with the source, he's saying that it might be a multi-year thing he's looking for. It might be a multi-year thing he's looking for. Now, DJ Chark, 1 year, $10 million, all of it guaranteed. He ended the season with 30 catches, 505 yards. I think he had a few touchdowns as well. Let me ask the chat this. When you're watching this in video form in playback, what would you be willing to give DJ Chark? DJ Chark was on a 1-year deal. The question I have for you is, do you believe that he proved it on that prove it deal? And if so, what would you want for DJ Chark? What would you want to give DJ Chark? As far as a second, how many years, how much? Dern says multi-year is fine, but I'm not paying him over $15 million a year. Nick says it comes down to how much money he wants. He's projected for $12.5 a year. Well, Dern says I'd rather draft another wide receiver. Now, in this, I heard I want to stay. This is DJ Chark. This is him. This is if you read in between the lines. He's talking to the reporters, but this is what he's saying in between the lines. I want to stay. I got to talk to Brad and them, and we got to get this money right. He already said he was going to let his faith guide him, but then he goes on to say that he loves it here. It checks off all the boxes. I love to be talking to you. I want to stay. I want to stay. I want to stay, but we got to get this money right. Jeff says 3-year, $35 million. That seems about that $12 million that Nick was talking about. Dern says $12 million a year would be perfect. Now, I will say this. When you start talking about people getting the bag, they got to show up. Look at what happened to Kenny Golladay. Now, I don't wish that on DJ Chark. I'm not saying it's going to happen to DJ Chark. Wouldn't that be an absolute nightmare for that to happen? But I don't think that's going to happen. I think just like Brad Holmes was smart enough to get rid of Kenny Golladay, I think he would be smart enough to make the right decision when it comes to DJ Chark. So let me know in the comments below. DJ Chark apparently wants to stay. He's got to pray about it. He's got to talk to the family. He likes it here. He likes the city. He's adjusted to the code. He also want to make sure there's money right too, which I ain't mad at him. You got to make sure hey, Brad up, brand up. Absolutely. So let me know your thoughts on DJ Chark. Would you want him to stay? He wants to stay. How much would you be willing to give him and for how long?